What's up, everyone? I'm Student Operator,
I'm a boy from Illinois.
and today we're doing a review of the Shaw Concepts Raid Pouch. So, first order of business is the messed up comment. This one, we actually have two messed up comments, and both of them are from Bryce Dickinson. So, come on, guys.
Congratulations, Bryce.
Try harder. Everyone else, try harder. I realize that YouTube censors most of the really juicy ones, but come on. His
Be
two
creative.
were, when he had the AK mags in the pouch, it reminded me of a bad porno. Like a really bad porno. I can't stress enough how bad. And then his second comment was, also, the raid pouch stays on during sex. Post-marital, of course. It's quality. Always stays on. But that actually leads us right into today's video on the Shaw Concepts Raid Pouch. And this video is entirely dedicated to Shaba Moful, who many videos ago asked if he could get an audio track of me saying dangler for 10 hours straight. It's about the best you're gonna get.
Dangler.
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 You wanna get in on this?
Dangler.
Dangler. Dangler.
Dangler. Dangler.
Alright, so, what cigar are you smoking?
This, my friend, is a H. Upman 1844 Reserve. Probably my favorite cigar.
I'm smoking the Miami Snow from Room 101. Really good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Exquisite.
Anyway, let's get into this. So, what does the Raid Pouch stand for?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
I forget. We should have looked this up. The Raid Pouch stands for Resealable Abdominally Integrated Drop Pouch, or the Raid Pouch. Alright, so we've both been running these for a little bit. I think we should go over the features and
Absolutely.
then talk about our experiences using them.
So, right off the bat, you're already going to notice the added shot cord to the front. This is fantastic because you can attach pretty much anything you want. People throw flex cuffs or Cobra cuffs up in there, some glow sticks, or in our case, tourniquets, because you can never have enough tourniquets.
That's correct.
And additionally, on the bottom, there is an elastic pouch specifically for holding a tourniquet. So up front here, you got some options. There's also Velcro behind it, as you can see on Dylan's here. So he has it labeled as med, which is what we were both using it for. So besides the shot cord on front, what else we got?
So this dangler, I actually think is the cultivation of everything you could possibly want from every different dangler on the market.
Absolutely.
It has a zippered front pouch separate from the main pouch like the Spiritus does. It offers Velcro for patch identifications like the Haley does. A tourniquet holder on the bottom like pretty much all of them do. Then it also adds shot cord on the front, as well as Molly, which I think Coyote Tactical Solutions might.
They also have Molly. They have
Yes.
laser cut Molly panels, yes.
Yep. And I'm not sure about the shot cord on those.
As far as the usability of the Molly, you can maybe shove some things in there. I know the Coyote Tactical, they put identification markers for what medical gear you have in it. I don't know how useful that really is because you're going to be the one using it anyway. And attaching any form of pouch to the outside of this, like you additionally would with Molly, is going to get a bit excessive, especially on a dangler. So while it's a nice touch, it may not be something you use.
It also has the first spear tubes, so you can easily detach and reattach it. Now, inside of it, so first off, it has full zip open, but if you don't like that, don't worry, because it actually includes little G-hooks and slots that you can, and I'll put close-ups in, but you can constrict its ability to open fully. And it also has an additional pocket in here as well as a ton of elastic webbing. Like I said, I'll put some close-ups in. So, that's pretty much it feature-wise.
So as you see here, he has a pre-packaged IFAC placed into his
North American Rescue.
North American Rescue. So what all do you have in that?
Let's read the contents list. NAR compressed gauze, 4-inch flat emergency trauma dressing, petrolatum gauze, 1-inch North American Rescue surgical tape, and bear claw gloves.
All right, so pretty typical IFAC.
Yep.
So mine, I've got this bitch stuffed like a burrito. As you can see here, we'll give you some close-up shots as well. I have inside a burn dressing. I have some frog tape, Mylar blanket, 2 pairs of gloves, twin pack of chest seals, an NPA with lube, 2 packets of packing gauze, 2 packets of combat gauze with a hemostatic agent, as well as an elastic trauma dressing and a needle dart, needle decompress, whatever you want to call it. And I was able to fit all of that in here. So while his is prepackaged, mine is already out and ready to go. This is the Stomp kit from Coyote Tactical Solutions. Is probably the best bang for your buck you can get if you were to try and piece this all together on North American Rescue's website, even after discount codes, it's still more expensive than just buying this kit from Coyote. So if you're looking for something to fill this, I highly recommend doing something such as his, which is watertight. It's going to keep everything, maintain the integrity of all the contents inside, or doing something like this where you get literally as much as you can in here and it's all readily accessible for when you need it.
He knows a lot more about tactical medical stuff than I do. And that's one area where I'm working on growing myself. So he knows way more about how to put something like that together and what you need. For me, this kit was a simple $40 solution of, here's an IFAC.
Absolutely.
All the stuff in here I know how to use. Like, you have some stuff in there that I definitely don't know how to use.
At the end of the day, so even I'm not legally qualified to use a needle decompress, even though I know how. I could probably do it in a situation where I had to. That is an advanced life support skill. So that in that event, all you would do is recognize when it's needed, and when a paramedic arrives, you can hand it to them, say, hey, they've got attention pneumo, here's your dart. And then they can get them breathing again. So basically what it comes down to is have something, don't have nothing. So just his IFAC here, even though it's not quite as advanced as this one is, it's much more than any typical person would carry, because unfortunately medical is something a lot of people overlook when they're putting their kit together, and they forget that bullets travel both ways. So medical equipment is definitely something you want to add onto your kit, and these raid pouches are one of the best ways to do it, because additionally, as we mentioned, it comes with a First Spear tube that attaches it to the bottom of your plate carrier.
These are actually manufactured by First Spear.
Absolutely, so they are quality. Shot Concepts themselves are a great quality company, but these pouches in particular are made by First Spear, which is obviously known for making high-level gear for legit dudes.
Very much so.
So, one of the huge advantages to this pouch over any other that we've used is this tube attachment to your carrier. What this allows you to do is remove it to place it next to your patient so you can access it easier rather than trying to reach down and looking down below you, especially once you're down working over a patient. You don't want it hanging around and stuff falling out, which the elastic inside is going to prevent that anyway, but it's just easier to remove it and set it next to your patient anyway.
You can also take it off and toss it to a buddy.
Right, so say they're somewhere that you can't reach them, or they just need it to go, you can rip it off, throw it to them, and then they've got a whole medical kit ready to go.
Aw, help, I was too stupid to buy an IFAC.
Put a tourniquet on his neck. Go.
One thing that I actually do with this all the time, I detach it all the time. I keep my plate carrier in my vehicle when I travel for work, but I take this off and I put it inside my work backpack.
Right.
So if something happens and you throw in the plate carrier, I can just grab it and throw it right on.
So recently I hosted a concealed carry class at my house, and for that class I took my typical responder bag with me, but I also took this off of my plate carrier to take along with that bag as my immediate trauma supply kit. So this gave me some advanced tools, as well as all of the basic kit that I have in my typical responder bag. So something else that people use these for besides medical, just typical admin stuff, rather than having an admin pouch up high on your plate carrier that's going to prevent you from getting to your mags, you can move it below your plate carrier and it's going to stay out of the way. This thing's pretty small, it's not cumbersome at all, especially if you don't have it loaded down as heavily as I do. Other guys that use this are breachers, so they can carry their breach charges in here and all their shot cord up front. That's one of the main reasons they actually added this cord to the front here, is they can put their detonator cord up front and then just pull it straight out, and then you don't have to worry about getting all tangled or pulling out of pouches. Also on this little admin pouch on front, this small zipper, I just carry extra CR123 batteries because you can never have enough of those damn things. So that makes it really easy for me to carry some extra batteries as well as all of this medical kit.
So I actually, right before we get into any potential negatives, I forgot to bring this up at the beginning. Neither one of us were given these for free.
Yes, these were purchased on our own dime.
Yeah, he actually bought this black one, and I bought it off of him, and he bought another one in multicam.
Right. I love this thing so much that I actually wanted to put it on my JPC. I originally had it for my Slickster, which I was using as my my medical first response. I originally had it on my Slickster, which is, goddamn, you're gonna have to cut all that shit out.
No.
I originally had it on my Slickster, which is for my EMT plate carrier. Some of you guys might have seen it. It's just a black Slickster with some patch panel patches on it that were high vis. And I had that on there so I could carry a minimum of a couple mags or anything else you can shove into these Kydex rifle inserts, and then a dangler for medical kit. And I loved it so much that, like I said, I wanted to move it to my main plate carrier because black on the multicam just doesn't match. So he showed interest in it. I'm like, hey man, like I got this black one. All I've done is loaded it up with kit. I haven't even taken it to the range yet. If you're interested, I'll just ship it to you. So he bought that one off of me, and then I went ahead and ordered one that was going to match my kit, and I will be buying more of these in the future.
Yeah, as I get more plate carrier setups, I'm definitely going to be buying more of these. However, one interesting thing is because of this tube system, you don't have to buy more of these as long as the color works for everyone that you have.
Right.
The tube attachment that attaches to your cummerbund, I think for like $20 each, you can buy more.
An additional Velcro tube, yeah.
Yeah.
So the attachment that goes on the Velcro underneath your placards here, that just has the little male tube section on it, you can buy additional ones of those, and you can swap these between carriers quickly and easily.
Yeah.
These things are super fast to take on and off.
And even more than just carriers, like the inside of a Vertex bag or literally anywhere else is Velcro.
Anywhere you want it. And just to show you guys, like, to really emphasize how much I love these tubes, I have them on my JPC as well with my Arbor Arms cummerbund, as well as my Slickster with an A&A tactical cummerbund. These tubes are fantastic.
So, I don't know if you have any negative remarks about this dangler, but I actually have two small, they're not even issues. They're just little
Suggestions,
Yeah.
little changes you'd like to see.
well, not even changes. It's things that are the way they are because of the product design that I wouldn't trade. They're just something to be discussed.
Right, for sure.
So the first one is I came from a more traditional style of dangler, like it was the Haley Strategic specifically, and because it didn't have the tube, it stayed more in line with your body. It still flopped forward and back, but
Right.
it didn't have any side-to-side flop. This, because of the tube, which is part of what makes this so awesome, I notice it dangles a little more freely.
Kind of like a nutsack.
I gave him like a small hint to the most fucked up comment, and you're just like, right there it fucking is.
You got it.
Anyway, that is one small, like I said, that's not an issue at all. It's just, it felt a little weird when I was first getting used to it with how much it flopped around.
Right.
The second issue I actually encountered Friday night at Tactical 2-Gun match. I had my AR slung. I was at bolt lock, so the bolt release was sticking out ever so slightly. I went to pull the rifle up to load it. It snagged on one of these little pieces of shock cord. I've been using this thing for a few months now. I have never had that happen. So it could have been like a little one-off, but it was possible.
Right.
And usually when I transition to a sidearm, I have the ejection port inboard, so the bolt release is outward.
Right.
So that would, I put it over the side, but I was just standing around bullshitting, waiting for my turn to shoot the stage, and it got hooked on the little piece of shot cord.
Now, what is nice is, in his case, since he just has a patch on the front, you can remove that shot cord if you're not using it. So that would be a simple fix for that, but it's something to be aware of. That's a possibility. Anytime you have extra cord hanging around, it's always a snag hazard.
Anything can be a snag
Anything's
hazard.
a snag hazard.
Yeah.
So
Have you had any?
So the only complaint I had was the elastic organization on the inside. So for me, if you look here, I'll do a close-up video too. the elastic on the inside, there's 3 rows that allow you to place your gauze or items vertically, and then there's long elastic that runs all the way from the top to the bottom to allow you to put things in horizontally. Well, the problem is, if I was to put anything in horizontally on top of these vertical ones, they're basically impossible to get to. So if I was to take my chest seals and run them across the front, it would be extremely difficult to get to my gauze behind them. So that's why I have them up behind in this top pocket here. But for me, these long elastic sections are completely useless if I have anything else running this way. Now, if you were to have a larger object and you weren't using these, then these are here to use. But I would like to find a way to be able to incorporate these long vertical pieces of elastic and the horizontal ones at the same time. So one company that does that well is the Coyote Tactical Velcro elastic inserts that you can put into their dangler.
Okay.
So they have a full array of Velcro on elastic loops, and you can put them anywhere you want on the inside to organize it how you want it, whereas these are already stitched into the pouch. So something maybe along those lines where the inside was female Velcro and you could attach your loops anywhere you wanted. That would be a customizable aspect that I think would make this hands down the best dangler you could get a hold of.
I already think it is.
It already is right now. Yes, it
that,
is.
That would just make it a little bit better.
Currently, it is the best form of dangler you can get a hold of. I say dangler in quotes because
that guy wanted to hear it.
Dangler.
Dangler.
But also because Pharaoh Concepts has a
dangler.
Dangler.
Tell me he doesn't look like Will Petty.
Yeah, why the fuck do I look like Will Petty right now?
Temple indexing mofo from Instagram.
Not near as cool, but
you still have my heart.
Anything else you'd want to add?
Nah, I think we should close this bitch out.
Alrighty, well, this is your channel, so
yeah,
take it away, bud.
Well, this is cool, but you won't look cool without training.
Get training.
Total
Cogworks, Spare Solutions.
My father, Travis Haley. But seriously, guys, you don't have to go take a formal training class to get better. I know I really harped on this in the last video, but take personal responsibility to constantly improve yourself. If you watch his video, which is going to be a vlog of his trip out here, we really talk about networking and building a network, even just through social media, people to hold you accountable to continue to push yourself to get better.
We get deep.
We did get deep.
Balls deep.
We got a lot deeper in the hotel room, though.
We did.
All right, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Oh, and fucking like and subscribe to my videos. Like, please.
And head over to The Boy From Illinois, Instagram, and YouTube. And then I want to... I got something I do want to add, though. You can edit it in, or...
What the fuck up?
Fucking not.
I'm trying to film a fucking YouTube video here.
So fucking inconsiderate.
Your neighbors are assholes.
I never said they were.
So one thing I do want to add, while I think it's super important that everybody carries medical kit on their kit, it's also important to get training with your medical gear. All of this does nothing if you don't know how to use it. So find a tactical emergency casualty care course near you, or something that you can do. You don't have to take an EMT course, a first responder course necessarily, but I myself have gone through EMT, I've gone through TECC. A lot of guys have TCCC also. TECC is just kind of a condensed version of that, but it covers many of the same aspects, and it covers tourniquets, gauze, chest seals, all the stuff that you're going to find in here. So it's important to get training with it, know what you're doing, because you may end up causing more harm than good if you don't know what you're doing with this kit.
Perfect.
Oh no, you are not shit whipping IFAX that man.
Put a tourniquet on his neck.